Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue. I'm Eric, and I have a brand new theme park battle today. Today we are matching up two great Cedar Fair parks, King's Dominion and Carowinds. This matchup was done a while ago by Coaster Studios, however, there have definitely been some changes. So let's see which park comes out on top. Before I begin, I hope you will subscribe to the channel. We've grown a lot lately, I appreciate all of your support. Now let's get to the matchups. Normally I start with inverse, but we have to go with arrow loopers this time. Anaconda and Carolina Cyclone. I thought Carolina Cyclone was actually pretty good. Not great, but good. Anaconda, however, is very rough and unenjoyable, so Carowinds takes the first point. Now for the two wooden coasters, we have Grizzly and Hurler. They're fairly similar, honestly. I think Hurler's a lot smoother personally. Grizzly's not terribly rough, but a bit bumpy. And I thought Hurler had a more intense layout, and I definitely prefer Hurler overall. Now for two unrelated B&M coasters, Dominator and Afterburn. I like Afterburn a lot, it's intense. I think its layout could be a bit stronger, but it's very intense. However, I genuinely prefer Dominator. Keep in mind, these are based on my ride experiences and opinions, these rankings. And I know some are surprised that I put Dominator here, but I think it's the most underrated roller coaster, period. Perfectly smooth, really strong layout, intense, great pacing. I honestly think Dominator is the second best coaster at King's Dominion that I've been on, because I've not been on Twisted Timbers yet. But I really think Dominator deserves this win. I know some of you will disagree, but we'll see if that affects the overall outcome. Now for Woodstock Express coasters, and these are virtually the same ride, so I will be giving a point to both parks. Now for two other family coasters, these are Avalanche and Carolina Gold Rusher. And because Avalanche is a bobsled coaster and more unique and has a stronger layout and is not as bumpy honestly, I'm going to give it the points. Now for the launch coasters, Flight of Fear and Copperhead Strike. This is most definitely going to Copperhead Strike for its incredible pacing, much stronger layout, and all around better ride experience. Now for kiddie coasters, Great Pumpkin Coaster and Wilderness Run. Wilderness Run's actually a really solid, thrilling family coaster, and I think it is better overall than the Great Pumpkin Coaster and slightly better themed. Now for more family coasters, Backlot Stunt Coaster and Kitty Hawk. Kitty Hawk is okay. Backlot is a really good family coaster with excellent theming and a pretty solid layout, so I'm definitely going to give Backlot the points. And now for two Wild Mouse coasters, Apple Zabble and Ricochet. Apple Zabble has the big drop at the beginning, and I always like that more than just the turning Wild Mouses only, so I'm going to be giving it the points. Also for the name. And finally, the Giga coasters, Intimidator 305 and Fury 325. I can see why you would like I-305 better, but for me, Fury is a much better all-around layout, not quite as intense perhaps, but a much better layout with airtime and some really awesome elements. So Fury takes the final coaster point. Now for the extra roller coasters, this is going to get 2 points for King's Dominion, Twisted Timbers and Racer 75 being the coasters, and Carowinds gets 4 points for Nighthawk, Vortex, Intimidator, and Flying Cobras. This means Carowinds leads, but we will see what happens next with the drop towers. King's Dominion's drop tower spins, it's taller, it's faster, it's better. Moving on. For flat rides, I'm giving 3 points to Delirium, Berserker, and Windseeker at King's Dominion. And for Windseeker and Electrospin, Carowinds gets 2 points, so it's only up by half a point now. Now for dark rides, each park gets 1 point. King's Dominion for its Boo Blasters ride, and Carowinds for its Plants vs. Zombies shooting screen-based thing. Not really a dark ride, but an attraction that is worth a point. Now for water rides, King's Dominion takes the lead as Carowinds has no water rides, while King's Dominion has 2, so it is now winning 14 to 12.5. Now for other rides, which park has more non-roller coaster rides? King's Dominion has 47, while Carowinds has 42. That means the winner is King's Dominion. Now for shows, this one, I don't really watch shows when I go to parks, so I don't have the best methods to judge this. I don't know what shows they really offer. This is tough, so I'm going to have to leave this one at a tie. Now for the food. This one, I'm going to give the point to Carowinds. King's Dominion has a few very good options, but most of these southern style options at Carowinds are fantastic and actually add a lot of atmosphere to the park. I think the food at Carowinds is really great and it deserves the points. Now for park appearance, both have made improvements in the last few years. Candy Apple Grove is the big one for King's Dominion, and I think it's enough to overtake the entrance changes and other things at Carowinds. Now for the layout. Looking at these maps, this is actually very tough because both are good layouts. There's a few sectioned off areas, but you can walk around and get to all the rides fairly easily. The way I look at it, I think Carowinds has more paths where it's easier to get around to places. I remember not having to work too hard to get from Fury to the Plants vs. Zombies ride, so I'm going to say Carowinds is easier to get around and earns the points. Now for the operating season, and it's not by a huge margin, but Carowinds is open longer, so it does get the points. And now for our final category, operations. King's Dominion's operations are decent. However, when I went, I definitely remember running into some trouble with a few of the rides. The ones that gave me the most trouble, Flight of Fear, did not load very well when I went, and also the wooden coasters. Carowinds is all around better in operations in my opinion. It's not that King's Dominion's bad, but Carowinds does Fury incredibly well. The top coasters there are just really well run. And overall, I recall Carowinds having better operations. And that means the winner, by only half a point, is Carowinds. Congratulations. I thought this would be less close, honestly, because I do personally think Carowinds is the better park. Both are great for sure, but congratulations Carowinds, you have won this park battle. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the battle. I know some of you might still be upset about the Dominator thing, but please remember, it's just my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to help support the channel, like it if you enjoyed, comment your thoughts down below. I'll see you next time.